Hey y'all, it's your boy Joshua Barreto, and by the way, fun fact, if you've been saying Barreto this entire time, you're wrong. Anywho, what are we doing for today's video? Great question. So we're gonna be doing yoga today, and now some people are out there like, Josh, what the hell, why are you doing yoga, or what made you start yoga? So I'll tell you. Obviously, you guys already know coronavirus is around us. If you didn't get that, it was coronavirus, and quarantine is happening. And it's important to find hobbies in a time like this. And I've always wanted to start yoga since the start of 2020 because, you know, sometimes we get stressed and anxious, especially being a college student. So I wanted to do more meditation and actually try yoga and see if I like it. Now, there's this YouTuber and her channel is called Yoga with Kassandra, and I will link her channel down below in the description. And I've watched 3 of her videos, and I've actually done 3 of the classes that she taught, and I absolutely loved it. I really enjoyed it. It like calmed me down, and you know, I really enjoyed it, so why not have other yoga lovers or people that want to start doing yoga do it with me. We're gonna be doing a class from Kassandra together. Are you ready? Because I am. Let's go.
My name is Kassandra. Today I'm going to take you through a vinyasa flow practice that is all about flexibility. So a big emphasis for sure on hip flexibility, hamstring flexibility, working on the legs, but we're also going to pay attention to our shoulders and spine flexibility as well. So if you have props at home, you can definitely grab them, but there's nothing really that we're doing that's going to require them. So don't worry if you don't have any blocks. And this is also a slow flow. So we are not rushing through anything. We might hold a few poses a little bit longer just to, again, get that deep stretch that we're looking for to gain mobility and flexibility. So let's start lying down in reclined butterfly. Soles of your feet come together, let your knees fall apart. And one way that I like to do this pose is to reach my arms up overhead. I have a lot of tension and tightness in my shoulders and upper back, so even just doing this for me gives me a little bit of a stretch. But you can really bring your arms wherever is the most appropriate to you. And maybe close your eyes as you take slower, deeper breaths all the way down to your belly. And the more you're able to relax your hips and your legs, the more you'll start to feel that the knees are naturally dropping open a little more without you having to push or force. In everything that we do today, we're going to try to make it graceful, so take 3 more full breaths right here. And if you had your arms up like me, you can slide them back down. Bring your knees back up nice and slow. And we'll come into a happy baby pose. So bring your right knee in, open it up a little wider, and you can hold on maybe to your shin, your ankle, your toe, your foot, whatever you can hold on to. Try to keep your right elbow to the inside of the leg, and you're trying to drag that knee down while still keeping some weight in your left hip. So you're not rolling over to one side, and just let your left knee naturally flop, help to keep your weight balanced. Just noticing how your hamstrings are feeling today, if there's tightness in the hip. Take one more full breath here. And we're going to guide the foot along to reclined pigeon pose. Cross your right ankle over the top of your knee. And maybe stay here. You can reach through with your arms as you draw the left knee in towards you. Keep head and shoulders heavy on the mat.
Hi, Mom.
Only using a little bit of arm strength. And let's release the
Just saying, you're
hold.
in the video.
Extend your right leg, slide your left leg straight as well. And if the hamstrings are really tight, you can always bend into that right knee, but just see if you can flex and point through your right toes. Getting into the ankle. And then holding onto your right leg, start to crawl as you lift head and shoulders off the mat, as if you were going to bring your forehead to touch towards your knee. Squeeze and split the legs open a little more. And let's release back down, bend into your right knee and guide it into a twist. So cross your right knee over your body to the left with the help of your left hand. And your right arm can stretch out to the sides. Keep sending that breath down low to your belly. Come all the way back to center. Half happy baby on the second side. Bring your left thigh in, move it over a little bit, and hold on to whatever is appropriate for you here. Keep your elbow to the inside of the leg so you can press it open wider and also drag that knee and thigh down. And let your right knee just act like a little bit of a counterweight so that everything is still facing up towards the sky. Not rolling on one side more than the other. And we'll guide it to reclined pigeon pose, left ankle over your right knee. And squeeze that leg in. And here you're almost trying to push and press your left knee and thigh away from you. This is how you'll be able to go really deep into that outer left hip and into the glutes.
Hope I'm doing this right. There's no judgment.
Very normal for one side to feel easier than the other. Try not to get too hung up on that. One more squeeze here. And let's release, hamstring stretch. Extend your left leg up to the sky and you can slide that right leg straight to the floor. And maybe just flex and point through your toes again. Notice how this changes the sensation. And we're gonna curl head and shoulders off the floor. Use a little bit of arm and core strength here to lift up. And bend into your left knee, lying spinal twist, cross your knee over towards the right, reach your left arm out, open up wide here. Our last few breaths. This reclined pose before we start to flow a little more. Coming all the way back through to center. And let's rock up. Tabletop pose. We'll just find a little puppy pose stretch before we get deeper into our hips. So keep your hips over your knees. Walk your hands forward and mount the forehead and the chest down towards the floor. And the belly can be pretty relaxed here. But try not to curve too much into your lower back. This is really meant to be for mid and upper back. And a big way to increase flexibility through your shoulders and the upper part of your spine. One more big breath in here. And start to push into your hands so that you can walk back into this tabletop pose on hands and knees. And from tabletop pose, take 2 rounds of cat and cow. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, curl tailbone up. Exhale, round and contract. One more like this. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to neutral, reach your right heel up to the sky, make a big circle with that right hip. A few more like this. Try not to bend your elbows, really just isolate that hip. Getting as much rotation as you can. And then we're gonna step the foot to the outside edge of our right hand into your lizard pose. Keep your knee over your ankle. And now instead of going down low, we're gonna go a little deeper into this one by walking our hands off the mat over to the left. So you're moving away from your right knee. And once you're there, then you can fold. So this gets you a little bit deeper into the hip and also adds a little bit of a side bend. And taking 3 to 5 breaths here. Let your hips melt down towards the floor. Start to bring your hands, your arms back to center. We're gonna tuck the toes under. Lift the back knee off the floor, easy twist. Keep your left hand down, extend your right arm up. And take a little half bind by bringing your right hand to your low back and rolling your right shoulder back. Downward facing dog, right hand down, step the right foot back. Reach your right leg up to the sky, bend your knee, open up your hip, big stretch in here. And back to your down dog. We're gonna do like little Shakti waves, so kind of going in from down dog to up dog and doing that a few times. So as you inhale, lift your heels up and ripple all the way forward, up dog. And you can keep your toes curled under. I just find it easier here. Open through your chest. And exhale, ripple all the way back, downward facing dog twice more. Inhale, like a wave, send it forward. Exhale, all the way back. Last one, inhale. And from this down dog, bring your knees down to the floor. Now, very similar to what we've just done, you're gonna press back into a child's pose, exhale, and then inhale, ripple forward into a variation of your cobra pose. Open twice more. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, ripple forward, cobra pose. Last one, exhale, really fluid here. And inhale. Back to your neutral tabletop pose. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We'll take 2 rounds of cat and cow, so setting up for the other side. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, tailbone up. Exhale, round and contract. One more like this. Inhale, squeeze, lift. Exhale, contract. Back to neutral, take some hip circles with the left leg this time. So left knee circles wide, down and up a few times. Keep some strength and stability through your arms. And the next time we'll find lizard pose, so you can step your left foot to the outer edge of your hand, stacking your knee on top of your ankle. And again, instead of staying directly forward, this time walk your hands off your mat towards the right, and then you can fold on down. 3 to 5 breaths here. Try to keep your hips really heavy so you're not pushing against the floor, you're just holding with stability. If you feel like you have to push against the floor, that's a good indication that you're going too far into the pose. Remember, we're trying to find grace and ease. It's really hard to increase your flexibility when you're constantly tensing up. You need to give your body the signal that it's safe to relax and let go.
Let me calm down, y'all.
So to bring your hands back through to center, we're gonna find our easy twist. Take your time, tucking the toes under. Right hand down, left arm up. And taking a little half bind to open deeper into the shoulders. Left hand goes to your low back as you roll that shoulder back. Downward facing dog, left hand down, left foot back. Left leg rises, bend the knee, open up your hip nice and wide. Get a big stretch here. Push into your right heel before coming back, downward facing dog. Those little waves again. Inhale, come all the way forward into your up dog. Open the heart. Exhale, send it all the way back, downward facing dog. Twice more. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale, forward, back bend, exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your knees down to the mat, press it back, child's pose. Inhale, find that cobra pose. Elbows bend a little, send the hips back, and ripple forward. Last one, exhale back. And inhale forward. Don't know about you, but I absolutely love these. Feels so good. Okay, downward facing dog. Let's reach our right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Warrior two. Step the right foot forward. Spin your back heel parallel to the shorter edge of your mat as you open up through your arms. We're gonna come into our humble warrior. So interlace your fingers behind your lower back. Roll your shoulders down and away, and then go ahead and dive to the inside of your right thigh, reaching your knuckles up and over. Push into your feet, come all the way back up. Let's straighten the front leg. Let your left hand come down, right arm extends all the way up and back. Into your extended side angle, bend your front knee, and maybe you bring your right hand to your thigh, left arm up overhead. If you'd like, you can once more take that half bind, like what we were doing in easy twist. Left hand to the low back, maybe reaching for the inner thigh crease. If you'd like to go further, you can take your full bind, reaching the right arm underneath your thigh, rolling your left shoulder back. So any variation that you want here.
We're just gonna grab our thigh.
We're not here for too long. Take one more full breath.
It's okay.
Look down to the floor, and you can release the hands. Just walk into your wide-legged forward fold. So turn the right foot in. Both feet are parallel to the shorter edges of your mat. And do whatever you would like here with your arms, whatever variation of this pose that would feel the best to you. Let this decompress through your spine. Fingertips to the floor. Just start to walk your hands forward and turn so that your toes are pointing forward as well into this wide pyramid pose. Try to release your forehead towards that right shin. Let's start to bend into that front knee until you can bring your back knee down to the floor. So this is your low lunge, and maybe you choose to stay here or you add your quad stretch, reaching back with your right hand and pulling your left knee in towards you. Or sorry, your left heel in towards you. And I like to let my right knee kind of open up to the side.
Oh, that open up to the side, girl. That felt so much better.
One more big breath here in this juicy stretch. And we'll find a wide-legged child's pose. Big toes together, knees as far apart as you would like them to be. Reach your hips towards your heels and fold on down. A good 5 slow, deep breaths right here before we go into our sequence on the second side.
That's fine, man. That's just stays up. That's fine.
And go slowly back, downward facing dog. Tucking your toes under, lifting your hips up and back. All right, second side, left leg rises. Bend your left knee, open up your hip. Warrior two.
Y'all ain't gonna see me.
We're gonna interlace our hands the more unusual way. So get your other thumb on top, open up through your chest, and then dive down. Humble warrior. Big stretch here through your shoulders. Big opening through your hips. Try to let your head be heavy, neck relaxed. Tiny little micro bend in your elbows. And then push into your feet to rise all the way back up. Straighten the legs, right hand down, left arm all the way up and back. Into your extended side angle, bend that front knee. Right arm up and over. This is option one. Option two, half bind with the right hand behind you. Option three, clasp, interlace your fingers. Think of rolling your right shoulder back so you're not facing the floor.
I don't remember what you did here.
And now look down to the mat, release your hands, wide-legged forward fold. Turn that left foot in. Make sure your toes and your heels are aligned with each other. And then relax through your upper body. And whatever you'd like to do here with your arms.
All right, so subscribe and turn on my post
Getting
notifications.
a big stretch through the back of the legs.
Not yet. I won't tell you yet.
And a nice decompression through the spine. Whatever your hands were doing, just start to walk your palms forward, facing towards the top of the mat with your feet, pyramid pose, folding down here. Pushing into each foot evenly. Let's bend into that front knee for your low lunge. Maybe holding here or adding your quad stretch. Left hand reaches back to pull your right heel in.
Ooh, that feels so good. Remember, left leg out, y'all.
Carefully release that back foot.
Ooh, I just fucking dropped that shit.
Wide like a child's pose. Once more, big toes together. Knees apart, fold it down. 5 breaths here. Try to relax your chest, melting it down towards the floor. Walk your hands in. Let's come into a straddle. So taking a seat, opening your legs up wide. As much as is appropriate to you. And we're just going to start with a little bit of side bending. So as you stretch your arms from side to side, feel some length through the sides of your waist. And then moving over towards your right leg, big side bend here. And then folding down towards your right shin.
If you can't go all the way down like she can, that's fine, because the same.
Walk your palms in, lifting up. And to the other side, this time side bend over towards your left leg. And fold down towards your shin. Walk in. Bring your legs back together and lower all the way down. And it might feel good just to pull your knees in towards your belly as you get down here. And this time we'll come into our full variation of happy baby. So both legs holding onto the feet. And just notice if this feels different from when we first began this practice with our half happy baby. Hopefully there's a bit more mobility through the hips. And I like to rock a little side to side. And we'll bring the feet flat to the floor. Open up your arms into a little cactus shape, laying spinal twist. Move your hips over to the right. And you can cross your right leg over your left one before letting both knees drop over to the left. 5 breaths here in the twist. Engage your belly to float the knees back up, and we'll just ease our way to the other side. So your hips go towards the left a little, and you can wrap your left leg over the right one before dropping your knees down. And let's unwind. We'll come to Shavasana, our final resting pose. Take up lots of space with your arms and your legs. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears, palms facing up to the sky. And really do give yourself full permission to simply rest. Just a few minutes so that you can really process all of this work that you've done. Feeling into it, quieting down the mind, and learning to simply let go.
Okay, y'all, so that's it for today's video. If you did that yoga class with me, then good for fucking you. You did that, bitch. You got up and you literally worked out with me. Great job for you. And if you wonder what video that is in Yoga with Kassandra's channel. It is a 30-minute vinyasa flow for flexibility, slow flow yoga stretch. Good for fucking you. If you fucking worked out with me, you got up. And I know quarantine isn't helping a lot of people. It makes people feel like lonely and they like get depressed, so they just don't want to do anything. But if you do this with me, like, you know, pat yourself on the fucking back, literally. I haven't looked at the footage yet, but I don't know if I fucked up some yoga positions, but it is what it is. This is all for fun, and it was so much fun to make this and just to exercise. And shout out to Kassandra for her channel, because people like me that wanted to start yoga and did not know anything about it, she's one of many channels that actually does yoga. And sound up below your favorite yoga poses or other workouts that you want to let me know about, or anything about yoga at all. If you want to see more yoga videos like this, also let me know down below. If you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's just _ Joshua Barreto, and I'm now on TikTok. Yes! So it's just Joshua _ Barreto, and subscribe and turn on my post notifications, yada yada yada. You guys already know the drill, the whole YouTube spiel. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.